Coming up, unsettlement surrounding bird flu. Reports are impacting Rowan's campus. A weather forecasting turtle is introduced by the Edelman Fossil Park. Plus, music is told through storytelling in Rowan University's percussion ensemble performance, and an update on the weather here in Glassboro.
Coming up next, we're going to have a look at the weather. It's going to be a chilly one, and we may just be getting some more snow.
Welcome to the Rowan Rundown. I'm Sam Prince. We have a lot of news to get to. Let's get started. Rowan University's officials are warning campus community to avoid contact with sick or dead geese after local emergency management reported potential bird flu near Glassboro. A Rowan alert email sent early Wednesday stated the management office reported that some geese migrating through the area may be infected with a disease commonly known as bird flu. Local officials have stated that geese have been found and deceased in distress in nearby communities in Gloucester County. Local authorities ask that any individual who encounters a deceased or distressed goose on Rowan's campus should contact Rowan police and not attempt to move or touch the animal. The Edelman Fossil Park and Museum is introducing a weather forecasting turtle to its live animal habitat. Timothy the turtle, who's an eastern box turtle who saw its shadow on February 2nd, predicting 6 more weeks of winter, just like Puxtony Phil. While Rowan may be in the works of having its own Groundhog Day in hands, Timothy, still being new to the museum, needs time to properly adjust to his environment. The museum is taking steps to slowly make sure Timothy become an ambassador for the animal to the Edelman Fossil Park and is excited to involve him in the future of the museum programming. Coming up, Rowan University's President Ali Hushman is named to the top 100 influencers leaders across the state of New Jersey.
I know you've been grinding. I know things aren't easy. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Love, your mind.
We all deserve a place to call home. That's an American dream.
Rowan's College of Arts held a percussion ensemble earlier this month in Flieger Concert Hall, where friends and family were brought together to enjoy 6 pieces of music, ranging from What Are Mario medley by Koji Kondo to Appreciation featuring Professor William Wozniak as a soloist in the timpani. The music wasn't just on stage, as it played all around the auditorium throughout the show, allowing for a full surround sound of music and telling a story through different instruments. The runtime for the show was an hour long and included many different forms of percussion, featuring many different students from many different backgrounds. The university's Senate has finalized a new policy governing the use of third-party digital platforms and textbook materials. After a lengthy meeting in Bozarth Hall, senators approved changes that define how external paid tools used in classes are reviewed and approved, including what materials can be considered necessary for coursework. The policy also shows how academic materials are evolved and creates a process for appealing decisions about requirement tools. Supporters say the policy clarifies expectations for faculty and students. NJ Biz magazine this week released its 2026 Power 100 list, highlighting influential business leaders, educators, and government officials across New Jersey. Hushman was previously recognized for his pivotal role in transforming the institution since being the 7th president of the university in 2012. Hushman has led Rowan University through a period of unappreciated growth and transformation. Under his leadership, Rowan has doubled in its enrollment to nearly 25,000 students, marking Rowan as the fastest growing public research university in the Northeast and among the top 10 nationwide. Pulitzer Prize-winning historian and Stephen Hahn presented at Rowan University's President's Day lecture. This event was hosted by the History Department within the Rick Edelman College of Communication and Humanitarian and Department and Social Sciences. The lecture was on President Abraham Lincoln and the enslaved population. Hahn also spoke about his best-selling book, What Enslaved People Thought of Lincoln and How That Enslaved. When we come back, we will talk about how Campbell's took over the Business Hall.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
We're back here on the Rowan Rundown as we welcome in Owen for an onset Q&A. Owen, what can you tell us about all the geese here on Rowan University's campus?
So an email was sent out February 18th to the Rowan community by Rowan Alert, pretty much saying that some geese migrating throughout this region might have avian influenza, also known as bird flu. That was also reported in an article by The Wit.
Mm-hmm. And has this been a common occurrence outside of Rowan?
It has. In nearby Pittman, New Jersey, at Alcyon Lake, around the lake, according to The Wit and 6 ABC Action News, there have been reports of about 50 to 75 dead geese throughout that region. And also, when you look at the overall state of New Jersey as a whole, over 1,100 reports of dead geese have been reported statewide. And
what should the Rowan community members do about this?
There are definitely a few things that Rowan community members can do. The email that was sent by Rowan Alert to the Rowan community listed a few things. Number one, don't touch these animals, whether they're dead or in distress. Just don't touch them or their droppings. Also, if you're walking past with pets, keep pets away from these animals as well. And then another thing, don't let them into your home. And there's more, don't worry. If you see a goose in distress or one that appears to be dead while you're walking, call Rowan Police and don't try to help the goose or geese by yourselves. Someone trained will come and do what they have to do.
Well, Owen, we should just not touch the geese in the first place. Let the authorities take care of it. And what's the future of the situation looking like?
So some geese are being tested right now by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. according to 6 ABC Action News, and they say that it could take days or even weeks before we see results. But for more updates down the line, the alert sent out February 18th encourages people to visit the Gloucester County Office of Emergency Management's Facebook page.
Well, Owen, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Sam.
And the Roar College of Business hosted a special event hosted this week as Campbell's took over a business hall, builds connections and career paths. Representatives from the Camden-based Campbell's brought their brand products and executives to Rowan for a 4-hour takeover event. Nearly 500 students engaged directly with recruiters and company leaders, learning about internships, full-time jobs, and career paths across marketing, supply chain, finance, and communications. Rowan's 56th annual Jazz Festival welcomed musician Cheryl Cassidy as a guest this week. Cassidy, an internationally recognized saxophonist, performed with Rowan's jazz band in Flieger Concert Hall. The 3-day festival, which ended on Saturday, highlighted jazz performance and education, giving students the chance to learn and from play alongside professional musicians. Festival concerts were open to the public, offering a unique showcase of jazz, talent, and collaboration in the community. And Rowan Japanese Culture Club joined Rowan Akuta to learn about native Japanese material art skills. Associate Dean of the Rick Edelman College of Communication and Social Sciences, Stephen Fleming, who is also an Akuto practitioner, arranged the interaction. Students involved in the Japanese Culture Club focused on experiencing and celebrating Japanese culture, a tradition which was continued with this exercise. Now, we'll turn things over to Marcella for some entertainment news.
Thank you, Sam. In Rowan Entertainment News, campus influencers are providing their followers with honesty, advice, and product recommendations. Haley Sacco is a senior accounting major who has racked up over 800,000 likes on her TikTok page, and her account sits at over 17,000 followers. Juliet Carmona is a senior radio, television, and film major who creates lifestyle content and connects with students who share her passion. Samantha Phillips is a junior studying early childhood education and works as a student social media influencer for Rowan. Together, Phillips, Carmona, and Sacco attend influencer events with campus businesses such as Pliables and Zaxby's to promote their new launches. Now to turn to a musical note, Rowan University hosted its 56th annual 3-day jazz festival through February 11th to February 13th. Various middle school and high school bands came out to practice with the profs, all coming together for a jazz concert on Friday night. And finally, for entertainment tonight, students turned to High Grounds Coffee Roasters into a mini music festival in support of students organized to affirm recovery. Last Thursday, music lovers filled their cups with coffee to sip while hearing poetry, guitar, and original music. Students organized to Affirm Recovery plans to host more events in the future, including a recovery art exhibition on April 13th and a pre-final self-care event on May 1st. That's your entertainment news. Now back to you at the desk.
Thank you so much, Marcella. We'll be right back after this. Stay tuned with some more updates on the Rowan Rundown.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The Rowan University chapter of Ducks Unlimited is building 3 new homes for wood ducks. The 3 homes will be located at Scotland Run Park and the the Edelman Fossil Center. The homes will serve as a nesting ground for the ducks. The student organization SOAR recently hosted an open mic night at High Grounds Coffee Roasters in support of students' recovery and well-being. This event welcomes students, faculty, and staff to share music, poetry, and spoken word in a supportive space focused on celebrating creativity and connection. Open mic nights like this are part of an ongoing effort to build awareness, support, and inclusivity on campus. Rowan launched its Defy Definition campaign and efforts to set the university apart from others. Rowan is focused on the evolving identity of inclusion. Claire Morakovitz, the senior director of the board and marketing strategy, and Rowan said it really embodies the whole spirit of Rowan, which is being bold, original, and ever evolving. And Steve Milczynski will now sit down with on-air personality Aidan Doherty for a special report to talk about how trading cards got popular and how they're impacting the community.
Tonight, I'm joined alongside Aidan Doherty. Aidan is an on-air personality for Hall of Fame sports memorabilia. Aidan, thanks so much for joining me. Why don't you tell me how you got started in this industry?
Yeah, so I mean, I started right here at Rowan University just doing broadcasting and all that stuff. And, you know, I never really anticipated, even when I graduated, that just a couple months later I would get into this industry. But while I was going through, you know, applications and stuff, like they kind of just hit me up and were like, hey, like, we kind of need somebody with a personality, somebody that can talk a lot, which, you know, I can do a little bit. And that's just we kind of just talked and like what I would do. And I'm still learning as I go. But I kind of got a gist of it in our first couple of, you know, interviews / meetings. And that's just kind of where I got started. It's no great story. It just so happened to all work out, and two people met and figured it out.
Cool. So you do a lot of social media videos, obviously as the on-air personality. How have you seen the industry grow in the last year since you've been doing it?
Yeah, so when I go to these card shows, like to try to, you know, look for sports memorabilia with these cards, not just sports memorabilia, but like these cards in general where they're so valuable, because how people view them now is they're like stocks, but for sports players. So you know how big stocks are, obviously. Everybody gets into them, they invest. They see this as a way of investing in a certain player. Like if you get, you know, one of the hottest new rookies, like for example, Cooper Flagg. Like Cooper Flagg cards are going for down payments on houses. Oh. Like it's ridiculous. And it's like cool, and like I understand why now, but it's like when in a vacuum, it just looks insane. But that's just where the market is, and that's where it's grown in the past. It really bursted up in 2020 is when it really started. I think people were just bored, and then they dove back into this market that was kind of hot for a while.
So if the industry has grown that much in just the last year or a couple years, where do you anticipate it going in the next couple years?
Honestly, it just keeps growing. I mean, I will go to these shows. I see these like 8-year-olds like talking, you know, trying to get these cards, like, and they're throwing real cash out there. Yeah. I'm like, man, when I was 8, like, you know, I was lucky to get $20. Like these people, I mean, they're probably earning their money with this market, but they're like, would you do, you know, $2,000 for that? I'm like 2,000. I'm like looking over. I'm like, you don't have a driver's license, dude. So, like, what are you talking about? But that's just where it's just gonna keep growing. Like everybody's into it from ages, like I said, 8, even younger, to like retired people are into it.
So you mentioned earlier about your play-by-play career. How does that tie into what you do now?
Yeah, so I mean, we do these shows where they're kind of, it's almost like a game show, and I'm just kind of talking, getting these people to kind of, you know, join in and just kind of try to win sports memorabilia. It's like they're called breaks is what they're called. And, you know, a lot of people just like to play the game, right, where they're trying to hope to win a signed jersey of a certain player. So they'll get the Eagles in hopes to win, you know, like a signed Saquon Barkley jersey and hope it's in one of the mystery boxes that we open up. And how it all ties together is, I mean, play-by-play broadcasting has taught me, you know, kind of how to flow well, how to, you know, I guess vocally be loud enough and just, you know, kind of talk. Like I said, they need me to talk a lot, and that's exactly what I do. So it just kind of gave me, it's like I'm doing a game because I keep talking for a 3-hour stretch. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Aidan, thank you so much for joining us. Let's send it back to the news desk.
After the break, we'll have more details on both the men's and women's basketball teams.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Rowan Television Network's show, Are You Listening?, hosted its first show of the semester, featured the first a cappella group to be featured, Prophecy A Cappella. The all-male, tender-based group began in 2014, but soon found itself welcoming people of all genders, backgrounds, and identities as members left to form other groups. Performances from the group included Always by Daniel Caesar, Rumor Has It by Adele, and much more. Fantastic a cappella renditions. Now, it's this time of year again, it's NJAC championship season. Connor, take us away.
Thank you, Sam. Rowan Athletics is gearing up for a big postseason weekend as both basketball teams are set to compete in the NJAC tournament on Saturday. The Rowan women's basketball team secured the number 3 seed in the NJAC tournament following a 70-60 victory over Stockton. The Profs will now host number 6 Rutgers Camden on Saturday at noon. Over on the men's side, Rowan fell to Stockton 90-70, locking in a 5th place finish in the conference standings. The Profs will hit the road for a first-round matchup against the NJCU Gothic Knights in the 4-versus-5 game on Saturday at 1 p.m. Rowan men's and women's swimming competed at the NJAC championships this past week. The women's team earned a 3rd place finish, while the men took 4th overall. Day 1 saw history made, as the women's 800 free relay team of Caitlin Krauthamel, Lily Pushkar, Liliana Martin, and Ella Pennington broke a school record with a time of 7 minutes and 36.3 seconds, which is surpassing last season's mark of 7 minutes and 39.3 seconds. The group finished 2nd in the event while setting the new program best. Braden Sheehan captured his 4th medal of the meet as well and earned his first gold medal. With a victory in the 200 backstroke, and now several profs from both programs remain in contention for the NCAA championship bids, with official selections set to be announced on Thursday, February 26th. Meanwhile, the number 3 Rowan men's indoor track and field team competed across 4 meets last week. Although there were no team scores recorded, Rowan athletes delivered standout individual performances. Seth Clevenger placed 13th in the 5,000-meter invitational and shattered both the school record and the Division III all-time record with a time of 13 minutes and 32.9 seconds. Jason Ajimong posted a season-best 7.87 seconds as well in the 60-meter hurdles final, improving upon the top NJAC time. David Brown also made history, clearing 2.19 meters in the high jump to set a new Division III all-time mark. The Profs now turn their attention to the NJAC Indoor Track and Field Championships next Saturday at the Ott Center on the campus of Penn University. I'm Connor McAndrew. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Connor. Now, it's slowly getting a little warmer, but there might be having snow a little right now this weekend. Aaliyah will have more on the weather.
Hi, my name is Aaliyah Al-Muhammad, and I'm here to tell you the weather. Starting with tonight, we're having a low of 37 degrees with a 90% chance of rain. So that means you might want to bust out your rain boots and your umbrella. For the rest of the week, starting on Friday, we're going to have a low of 36 degrees with a high of 46 degrees, but there will be some afternoon rain showers. Moving into Saturday, we're going to have a low of 34 degrees and then a high of 48. It's going to be partly cloudy, but you may get a little bit of sun. Moving into Sunday, we are set to get some snow with a low of 30 degrees and then a high of 39 degrees. And then sadly on Monday, we're supposed to get even more snow, especially in the morning, with a low of 28 degrees and a high of 38.
Although Tuesday, those snow clouds should be gone by then with a high of 36 degrees and a low of 25. It's going to be a little bit cloudy, but hopefully those sun rays will melt away that snow. All right, now let's walk on to our weather window. Well, it looks like most Rowan students are staying inside. The boulevard is pretty empty. I think some of them may be preparing for the upcoming snow. Are you prepared for this coming snowstorm?
No, Aaliyah. I thought you were going to come on and tell us that it was going to get warmer out. It was in the 40s this week. It felt like I could just wear shorts outside.
I know. I was ready for the sun. I wanted my swimsuit. I wanted some flowers. But we got a little bit more time until summertime, I guess.
I cannot take the snow. I do not want the snow. I don't want it.
I understand.
And that's all for the Rowan Rundown tonight. I'm Sam Prince. Stay classy, Glassboro.